Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sandeep Walia, Head of the Department, University Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Chandigarh University. Today, we are going to discuss the module Precedence of Rates and Charges, Valuation Charges and Disbursements under the paper Cargo Operations and Management. After completing this module, the students will be able to know about the precedence of rates and charges. The students will also be able to know about valuation charges. They will also be able to understand the concept of disbursement. Dear students, rates and charges of cargo handling are important for cargo business through different modes. In air cargo services, rates and charges of different articles are decided accordingly depending upon fuel prices, market demand, market players and distance, etc. Logistics or cargo services are important for provision of articles and transportation of machines, instruments, raw material and many other products from place to another. Thus necessary for global development through transportation advances. The module also discusses about the valuation charges and different modes of disbursements of cargo to clients or the customers. Altogether, the module discusses about the importance of rates and charges, valuation or surplus charges and delivery of cargo items. Let us discuss about precedence of rates and charges. Rates and charges levied for cargo services are important and vary on the basis of weight, fuel prices, carrier, market competition and many other variables. It has been elaborated under following paragraph. Applicable rates and charges, various charges and generally published by the carrier. The rates and charges are tabulated with the date of effects and are duly entered in shipment record. Various other conditions are also mentioned in detailed info. Airport to airport, various charges are generally applicable between airport to airport. Precedence of rates and charges. The rates which are published are more important than the combined intermediate rates available between same points and through similar routings. The rates of specific commodities are important than the rates of the general commodities. The general cargo rates which are published are more important than the combined intermediate rates available between same points and through similar routings. Thus, published rates are more important than those rates which are non-published. Quantity-based reduction in prices. Specific lesser rates are notified by the aircraft or the carrier in situation or cases when cargo consignment is heavy in weight or in large quantity. The next one is the basis of charges. The weight and volume from base of various rates and charges and are the greater amount between the two is taken as final. Services that rates and charges do not cover. The following services which are not covered in various rates and charges published and notified by the carrier. These are various pickup and delivery services at the airport. The second one is the charges for storage. The third one is the insurance charges. The fourth one the COD service. Then the duties and taxes. The next one is the repair of false packing. Then the seventh one is the various ancillary service provided by the carrier. Let us now discuss about the charges payment. The payment of various charges is required to be settled by the client in advance. Various charges, disbursements, expenses are not predetermined, that is, before the supply of cargo items or the articles to the carrier. Charges that are in form of liabilities are settled after the contract norms are fulfilled. The forwarder or the shipper ensure payment of various charges to be paid, collection of amount to be taken in advance and distribution by cargo carrier. There is also an effort that ensures payment of all costs, various fines or penalties, time penalties, cargo damage and other add-ons. If certain articles are prohibited by law having wrong packaging and wrong labeling, then the carrier may experience loss and go through different problems and will have to deal with those situations through penalties or fines. Various rights, that is delivery, exercising other rights mentioned in contract of carriage, payment of different charges, fines and liabilities by consignee, except prepaid charges, but this will not protect the shipper from ultimate responsibilities of secured supply of various cargo items. Cargo aircraft generally have a control over cargo for various ongoing activities and situations of non-payment, the right to dispose of their cargo through various sales and auctions. Prior to various sales, carrier will mail notice to the forwarder or shipper or consignee at various addresses mentioned in the airway will shipment record and credit the amount to the account of the carrier because of the such sales or the auctions. The organization of such sales will not fetch any liability over the carrier, and the shipper or the consignee or the forwarder will not have any claim over the consignment and earning obtained through such sales or auctions of the articles. Through this approach, sales right, carrier's rights to collect any of the forging will not be effective in any manner. There will be no loss, and even the rights of the carrier will not be affected. The acknowledgement of various cargo articles will be brought into the notice of the consignee or shipper or the forwarder. There are various cases elaborated as follows. The carrier shall be entitled to require payment of the charge on such excess when the gross weight, measurement, quantity or declared value of the cargo exceeds the gross weight, measurement, quantity or declared value on which charges for carriage have been previously computed. There are various charges levied for shipments and corresponding services. Various charges will be accepted only to countries listed in carrier's regulations and subject to the conditions contained therein. The carrier reserves the rights to refuse consignments on a charges collect basis to any country where regulations prevent the conversion of funds into other currencies or the transfer of funds to other countries in any situation. Various offices and representatives of carrier provide valuable information on countries to which service of collecting charges is available. In case of prepaid shipment, shipment charges are payable at the time of acceptance to the cargo carrier. That is, various shipment on which charges are to be paid by the shipper or while delivering the cargo article by the carrier in the case of a charge of shipment, that is, a shipment on which the charges are to be paid by the consignee. Then there is the charge of the service. Service charges are levied as per carrier's regulations in addition to the weight charge, volume charge, valuation charge and value surcharge. Various rates and charges which are unpublished. Certain unpublished rates and charges are unpublished but are levied as per rules and regulations of the carrier. Let us now discuss about the valuation charges. Additional insurance charge imposed on the shipper whose cargo has declared value that exceeds the amount covered under the carrier's limits of liability. Transportation charges are generally required to shippers who declare a value of goods higher than the value of the carrier's limits of liability. One may see declared value for carriage. The following para describes in detail about valuation charges and allied aspects. The first one is the consignment's valuation limit. If the consignment weight exceeds the allowable limit as per rules and regulations of the carrier, then special negotiation or settlement between the shipper and the carrier are made prior to its transportation. The second one is the single aircraft's valuation limit. The number of consignments carried by one aircraft is determined by the regulations of the service provider. The consignment is carried in two or more carriers if it exceeds the limit of valuation. However, the decision is determined by the sole discretion of the carrier. The ultimate power resides with the carrier whether to carry the consignment or not. The next one is cargo packaging and marking. The cargo items are required to be packaged and labeled properly. The packaging helps in protection of items to be shipped and making helps in identification of the consignment. The next one is the cargo acceptable. The acceptability of the cargo is more important as it helps in accomplishment of the cargo contract. It covers transportation suitable packaging, adequate cargo documents and safe articles. That is, the articles not harm the environment or the wildlife. Then there is the conditional cargo acceptance. The acceptance of the cargo depends upon what it contains. that is dangerous goods, live animals, perishables, fragile goods, human remains, etc. The final decision rests with the regulations of the carrier. Then there are unit load devices. The ULD or the unit load device is also managed by the regulations of the carrier. The next one is the disbursement. Disbursement of cargo is one of the careful and major parts of cargo business. There are many peculiarities associated with the disbursements which have been discussed in various parts, which are as follows. Disbursement. In accordance with government rules, the carrier shall consider government rules while deciding rates and charges for various categories of cargo. The carrier carries every sort of carrier which is not prohibited by law. The second is custom formalities and disbursement. Various custom formalities are taken into consideration before disbursement. Each cargo item passes through various checks and control. The next is scheduled routings and cancellations. Various schedules, routings and cancellations are keenly observed before the disbursement of cargo. Rights that are vested with the carrier. The consignment that the carrier has brought can be directly delivered by the carrier through its affiliated agency or through certain shippers that are mentioned in the contract or selected by the client. The carrier can alter the timing of the flights depending upon climatic conditions or political unrest in country of dispatch. The next one is the delivery, that is the delivery of the consignment. The delivery is made generally to the person or the consignee on whose name the consignment is addressed. Before handling over to the consignee, the items pass through the customs. The carrier issues authorization letter in order to enable the consignee or his representative or collector to receive the consignment. The written receipt of the consignment given by the consignee provides a documentary proof for the airline to execute the delivery. Various terms and regulations of the carrier also determine the delivery of consignment. Finally, the delivery of the consignment will be made after payment of various charges and costs. Arrival notice. The arrival notice of the consignment is made notified by the carrier. The various consignments are then intimated to consignee or the shipping agent. The arrival notice helps the consignee to pick the consignment as per the duration of pickup, that is the working hours. Generally, the shipping agent manages the consignment collection on behalf of the consignee. Then the next one is the delivery place. The delivery of the consignment is made at designated places to the shipper or sometimes directly received by the consignee. Failure of consignee to take delivery. The consignment is required to be picked by the consignee, and if it is not received by the consignee or the courier agent, then it is required to be recorded and the message is conveyed to the shipper and kept in the store till the consignee reports to the cargo carrier for pickup or return. In case of non-instructions, the problems generally get magnified. If there is no response from the consignee within 30 days, then the shipment or the cargo item is free to be sold by the carrier through various auctions or sales, etc. The consignee cannot have any claim over the consignment in that situation. After the period of 30 days, the consignment rights get reserved with the carrier. All the charges of the consignments are levied by the shipper and the consignee in case of non-receipt of consignment. If the consignment is required to be returned, then the consignee or the shipper is required to pay the extra charges for the returning of the consignment. In case when the consignee does not pay the extra charges, then the carrier can dispose of the consignment within 15 days through specific public sales or auctions. However, the carrier may issue 10 days of notice to the consignee or the shipper revealing the intention of further selling or the auction. All the consignments that are not received by the consignee or the shipper or the forwarder are free for selling out by the carrier through modes of sale, auction, in order to generate income and settle their balance or amount to be received by the carrier for transportation or cargo services. However, it depends upon the carrier whether to return the remaining earned amount to the consignee or the shipper or the forwarder or not. The shipper or the consignee cannot claim the amount of the sold items from the carrier as they have not bound to the terms and conditions of the cargo agreement. Disposal of perishables. Various consignments containing fragile and perishable items as per the regulation of the carrier are dealt with utmost care so as to protect both the parties from loss. The carrier takes charge of all the items that are not claimed by the consignee or the shipper. The cargo carrier generally takes such steps in order to ensure the safety of interest of carrier and consignee. The protection of the consignments, that is various items or articles, are given prime importance. The cargo items and the claims of the shipper or the consignee are dealt as per the regulations of the air carrier and as per the terms and conditions of the cargo contract. If the regulations of the carrier and rate contract are not kept into consideration, then all the charges will be borne by the carrier, leading to a huge loss to the carrier. Thus, the disposal of various perishable items by the carrier is an important part of cargo management. The next is the pickup and delivery services. Availability of service. Various services are provided at the airport, including pickup service and delivery service. The services are available to desired extent and subject various charges laid down for such services in accordance with the applicable regulations of the carrier. Next is the request for service. Whenever the shipper receives the request for pickup and service is provided by the shipper. In every instance, the request for service is required to be provided to the carrier. In exceptions of demand of services, the instructions given by the consignee are taken into consideration. Various instructions are required to be provided to the carrier before the consignment is removed from the airport terminal. Consignments for which service is unavailable. There are numerous consignments that are heavy or difficult to handle are generally not provided with pickup and delivery services. The carrier notifies the position in advance in order to deal with the requirements of the pickup and delivery by the consignee, so that the consignee may arrange for pickup and delivery services through various courier agencies. The next is the service limitations. The pickup and delivery services are provided by the carrier only when they are able to provide those services. In events of non-efficiency to deliver the services, the carrier notifies the position in advance so that the consignee may arrange for the services in advance. The carrier handles loading of platforms, doorways and ramps not exceeding the limits. The next one is the consignment handling. The courier's consignments items are handled by the various courier agencies which are assigned or hired for the purpose of delivery. After handing over the consignment to the courier agency, it becomes the responsibility of the courier agency to keep record of the consignment, that is, whether it has been delivered or not. The next is the service hours. The service hours of the delivery are generally working hours. However, in certain cases of emergencies, the delivery of the consignments may be made after the working hours, leaving extra charges over the consignee. Let us now discuss about the delivery contract and the tender. If the consignment to be delivered is not received by the consignee, then the consignment is returned back to the terminal of the carrier. The next tender will be made only after the request of the consignee, and additional charges will be levied over the consignee as the redelivery fetches extra cost. The rates for retendering will be governed by the rules and regulations of the carrier. The next one is the dealing with liability. The liability of consignment rests with the carrier till it reaches the warehouse. After that, it becomes the responsibility of the shipper or courier service partner to receive the consignment from the airport or the store of the carrier. The cargo handling agent takes care of various matters regarding the consignment. The item's security after the consignment is taken out from the store of the carrier rests with the courier partner or concerned delivery partner. The next is the consignment forwarding and re-forwarding process. Whether an item or article or consignment is to be forwarded or re-forwarded depends upon the contract between the carrier and shipper or the consignee. In case of damage to the item, the case is brought into the notice of the consignee or the shipper. If the item is found damaged, then after consultation with the consignee or the shipper, the item is amended or repaired and re-forwarded as per the interest of the consignee. Forwarding and re-forwarding depends upon the coordination between the shipper and the consignee and the carrier. Dear students, let us now summarize what we have discussed in this module. After comprehensive reading of this module, the students might have been familiar with the importance of rates and charges levied on different cargo services. The students might also have been familiar with the valuation charges, that is charges for cargo, surplus cargo, etc. The cargo services become worth after successful delivery to the client. Thus, cargo handling is an important part of cargo business. And with these words, I sum up this module. Thank you.